Stop recording.
So I wonder how many times in 1 week alone do I use Find My iPhone? I can't even count how many times a day I'm like, where did I put my phone this time? And it's like, right where I had it last time. But it's a good thing for that, just like air tags when you're able to put an air tag on something, or any of your devices where you're able to locate them by hearing them and stuff. Even like the robot vacuums, a lot of time have that if you have a robot vacuum. So this is kind of funny. It was something I was thinking about earlier, and it just occurred to me that a lot of people describe things to me, and a lot of times it'll be the same description from multiple people throughout my life. Like, multiple people have described to me what the stars look like, what the beautiful sky or the blue sky or ocean, try to describe colors and different things like that. And it's kind of fascinating, especially when a lot of the descriptions are so similar or exact, Like the gravitron, for instance. The gravitron has been successfully described by multiple people to me in the same way, in that how the floor drops out and everything. The ride sounds spooky, and I've gone on so many Cedar Point rides, like it's not funny, like with friends and family that were as brave as me, to do those things. Like the Millennium Force is one of my favorite all-time Cedar Point rides. I would consider going on that alone, but I don't know if I would, just because of the gravitational feeling of having somebody with you on the ride. And I almost went on some carnival rides by myself, but recently even, and I was like, maybe that's not such a good idea. But yeah, so thanks for everyone who describes the Gravitron ride to me, because everyone was super accurate and they got me never to ride it. And I had my chance for like 4 days straight, and I did not go on it because there was conveniently a close by carnival, and I said, absolutely not. I'll just go get some french fries because that is way better. So I'm really excited to test out this feature, whether I decide to do the public beta again or wait until the public or the actual software comes out for everybody publicly. But there's this cool feature, and I don't know if it's available on iPad, but it is on iPhone for sure. It would be so cool if it was on iPad as well. But it's like live speech, and it's going to be an accessibility feature. And what it does is it helps people that either have lost their ability to speak, or those that are suffering conditions where it's temporarily they're not able to speak. And it could be used in other situations as well. Like sometimes, I know in the past my anxiety has been so high that I would almost lose my ability to talk altogether because I'm so anxious and so caught up in the feelings of being overwhelmed and anxiety. I could see that working out for somebody that just loses the speech. They could just type it out. And what you do is you type it out on your iPhone, what you want the other person on the other side of the phone call. And I think it could be used in FaceTime calls in different situations, to hear what you're wanting to say, but it might not come out of your mouth, but and what it does is, I believe there's a personal voice feature that's part of it, for the live speech to happen, where you record 15 minutes of talking, and the voice that you use, and I believe it'll prompt you with some reading selections that the phone gives you to read. And you read these selections, and after 15 minutes of it recognizing your voiceover, hearing hearing you read what it provided you to read, the text, or the voice, that voice will be personally saved in iCloud. It'll be, or on the phone, not on iCloud, I'm sorry. I think it'll just be on the phone all by itself, and it's like super secure. Apple does all that. emphasize how important privacy is and security, for the user to be able to have the privacy of the voice there, and nobody else has access to it. So I'm sorry that I said it's in iCloud. I believe it's just on the phone. But it's saved, so you can always rely on it when you need it. When it needs to be a conversation that you are not able to speak, or if there's never a case where that individual is able to speak, they can use it. And you just type along, and as you're typing, it speaks out in that voice. So it could be like, well, I have no idea, honestly, but I cannot wait to test it out. And what would be also really cool, I don't know if it's the case, though, because it might be a totally different situation, but I noticed when they add voices to VoiceOver, which is always exciting to me when they add a new voice to VoiceOver, because it's a new option to try out and see if you like it, and it is a possible new option for you to be able to read with and listen to it read, But when they do that, a lot of times they'll add a new regular Siri, like a Siri speaking voice for the whole public, for anyone, even those that do not use VoiceOver at all on their iPhone. And when you click on them, you can hear them say, "Hi, I'm Siri. Hi, I'm Siri." And then that voice is added. You can add that as your default Siri voice. But that voice also gets added for VoiceOver users in the option for voices under VoiceOver, under speech and accessibility. And those voices, there's Siri 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right now. There's 5 Siri voices. So it would be really cool if the voice that ends up being the personal voice that's saved for that live speech feature, that is an accessibility feature to help those that are unable to talk or do not wish to talk during a phone call situation or any situation where they're typing out words that are not going to be coming out of their mouth. That would be cool if that same voice availability, once it's recorded, that it could be used as a voice for VoiceOver as well, so that if that person, so say even if I didn't want my own voice on there, to use my own voice for VoiceOver, which would be really weird, I think, but I could have someone else that I like their voice and I tolerate my own voice. I'm not like, I don't know, a lot of people don't like their own voice. It's just the way it is, But then you have the option to have someone else's voice telling you, back button, share button, like button, and whatever is on your screen at the time. What's on your mind? Like reading to you. So that would be really sweet, though, if they did that. But I don't know. But I'm excited, nonetheless, to try the feature out. I think that's cool because, I don't know, sometimes emotions get in the way and it can be hard for you to convey and get the right thing across that you want to say to somebody, and you don't want to come off as rude or unkind, or maybe you regret something you said, so you took an extra second to. And sometimes I just feel like I write better than I talk, and it's just like you get more things out the way you want them to come out sometimes when you sit and they have a minute to think about it. But I know in a fast-paced conversation that's not always the case either, but still, either way. Yeah. So I guess that's really all I have to say. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else, do I? I talked about, yeah. All right.
Show capture device. Stop recording button.